Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Swann Madness on the No Secrets Brawl. So I'm also casting this game. This is one of the games that I recorded that I didn't have my voice recording on. So I will be watching this game with you guys, essentially. So I think right now I'm playing with Pay Me First, which is one of my viewers, as well as Wolfram, I believe. And so I'm going to be playing Swann here. The Brawl modifiers this week for the No Secrets Brawl, obviously, is that there is no Fog of War. So it looks like I'm just sort of highlighting it. Yeah, so no Fog of War, so that's why Swann's Laser Beam can hit all the way over there. I'm going to put down my Swann Laser Beam here. And as well, the other two modifiers is Sap and Brilliance. So Sap makes your structures, your cannon, and your Nexus attack at half speed. I think right now I'm trying to figure out who is who. I think I'm just going to say like there's an Artanis. Oh, there's the Artanis right there. There we go. And so the other Brawl modifier is Brilliance, so units start with 3/3. So maybe I click on the Dragoons. I don't think so. I think right now I'm trying to figure out what strategy I'm trying to go, because it looks like I am going into... Am I facing into Swann? I think this might be a Swann Mirror. So I'm going to tier 2. I think I figured out this is a Swann Mirror. This is very interesting, because I'm basically watching the game with you guys, and I'm going to get some of that nice 2020 vision, also known as reflection. And maybe I'll sort of ridicule myself in terms of some of the bad decisions I make, if I do make any. I probably will, though, because, I mean, you know, that's what happens when you're just sort of playing and casting at the same time. So I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. I actually find this actually very cool, so I might decide to cast more games in the future. But we'll see how that goes. I don't know if you guys like these games. If you like the casting, guys, do let me know in the comment section down below. That'll be great. So yeah. So my beams here just burn down Artanis' Dragoons. I'm going to tier 2. I think what I'm going to do... I think I'm considering going Wraiths, but there's an Artanis, and I'm like, oh god, but Artanis is going to completely murder me if I go Wraiths, because he can just Archon, Psystorm feedback, just the whole package. So I'm literally just sitting on my hands here. And in hindsight, I think, yeah, I'm going Wraiths. I'm going Wraiths. In hindsight, I probably should have went something else. Rather than Wraiths, because I think like I'm looking at it from a perspective of a Swann versus Swann Mirror, and I'm thinking, okay, if it's Swann versus Swann Mirror, I need Wraiths to beat that. But this is not a Swann v Swann Mirror. This is an Artanis as well as some other Protoss that I'm not quite sure what it is. But I'm hard coming on the Wraiths here, and I actually kind of forgot what happens here. I think these Wraiths, actually, they just get beamed down, because the laser beam can hit them, but the Wraiths don't go stealth yet. So enemy Swann has gone tier 3, he's just gone straight for it. And so I think he's probably going to go for a big Swann, like with the Thors and Ares bot build. Yeah, the Wraiths build does not look that good right now. Now that I'm looking at it from hindsight, I probably should have done something different. But we'll see how the game plays out. If I remember this correctly, I don't think I won this game. But it's probably no surprise too, considering I went Wraiths. And this is actually kind of ridiculous. Yeah, the Wraiths don't make it. They kind of make it. They're able to hit the Dragoons at least and clean that up, and then they die immediately. By the way, guys, if you guys are new here to my channel and you guys enjoy Direct Strike content, consider dropping me a sub, because I make these videos every single day of the week. I do some zany strategies. Sometimes they don't work out. In this case, this one's about to not work out. Actually, I don't know. Maybe it might. And also, if you guys haven't seen Swann Madness, this is Swann Madness on the No Secrets Brawl. This week is Swann's going to be flavor of the week, so I'm going to pop a little playlist in the top right corner. Go check it out if you guys haven't had a chance to. Anyways, let's just go back to it. Okay, so there's Warzone. There we go. Okay, so it was Warzone. Warzone went DTs. Seems to have researched tier 3 DTs, because she just used the disable on the missile turn. And that's only available at tier 3s. DTs get 1 disable structures when they're at tier 3. So I think my calculation was, if I'm against Warzone and I'm against Swann, my race will be good against 2 waves at least. It'll only be horrendous against Artanis. And Artanis so far only has Dragoons. So I took the risk here, and I don't think the risk paid off. I don't know. I'm knocking myself right now because I feel like we lost, but we gotta see the prognosis of how that happened. It might not even be that we lost. I don't know. But from what I remember, we lost. Because I'm casting this like a few days, not a few days, like almost like a week after I played this game. Almost. But yeah. So my Wraiths here are doing some damage to the defensive buildings. That's okay. That's good. Our opponents are sort of waiting too, so like they're not doing anything. Paymium First here is also playing Nova, but he's committed absolutely no resources because I think he's trying to figure out what Warzone is doing. So I guess we're just playing a game of chicken, and so I'm fine with the game of chicken, I think. Wolfram here is aggressively pushing out with some units here. But oh my god, there we go. You see Artanis has the Archons, and he probably has them fully researched up. He doesn't have enough Archons right now in this wave, so they're gonna die. So my rates are still gonna do quite well. But the thing is, like, I'm putting a lot of weight on Wolfram's back right now to clean up the Archons for me. And if he doesn't clean up the Archons for me, I'm screwed basically. Okay, enemy Swann goes rates, and here I just completely potato. I forget to scan. I think I was talking about something else, and I was like a little distracted, and then I was like, oh my god, I need to scan, I need to scan. And I mean, like, I scanned, it worked. So it looks like it's a fully stealthed wave with those covert banshees on Pay Me First. So I see that the enemy Swann has decided to go rates as well, but he has less rates for some reason than me. But I'm just hard committing on rates right now because I'm like, screw it, hard commit on rates. The banshees actually, like, a fully stealthed wave is actually kind of hilarious because I think Nova Banshees have a lot more health, and I think they can just be perma-stealthed, so they don't have energy, so they're not weak against Archons like normal Banshees are. And Wolfram is cleaning up the wave pretty nicely here, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good news for us, actually. That's like, this game is looking really good right now. I'm trying to think how I could have made my wave better here. I think maybe if I got a few Thors. Okay, so the enemy Swann has some science vessels, but I have way too many rates here. And I just completely blow them out of the water. I think if I got some Thors here... Okay, I got a science vessel. That's fine. Because I'm just thinking, like, because if I go into the Artanis wave, right? Because if we start losing, I'm going to be facing Artanis. To counter the Archons, probably not Hellbats, because Hellbats are going to get burnt up. Artanis is actually really good against Swann. Because he has lots of good anti-armor options. He nullifies Swann's air power, and he's also pretty good against Swann's ground too. Because like the Hellbats, they're bio, and so they're gonna take bonus damage from the Archons. Yes, Hellbats have a lot of health, but bio units. Wolfram's tanks here siege up, but now they have to unsiege, and that's gonna be a little bad because Nova's not gonna tank really. It's not gonna tank for long, and these Dragoons are gonna clap up. Okay, there we go, Dragoons. That's a lot of rates. I think here I get beaten up because his rates are in a wider, shorter formation. Well, my rates are in a longer, thinner formation. Do we lose? Do we lose? Actually, no. We won. We won. It looks like we were losing at the beginning. We won barely though. Oh my God, there's Corsairs here. Ooh, those Corsairs are tough, and I don't think I can scan because I think I scanned just there. And so I think I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm just hard committing on rates. I should really get something on the ground though. Would Thors be good here? I'm actually not too sure. So right now I'm reorganizing my wave because I was like, oh my god, that wider formation actually looked like it was better. Kind of. So I decided to do that and copy. You know, monkey see, monkey do. Copy. Let's put on more rates. I'm hard committed on rates, and I still only have 2 gas. Now here's the issue. Wolfram's wave is starting to falter against the Artanis wave. And that's through no fault of him. But as you can see here, I think this is how the cookie crumbles, because my rates are now aggroed on the Dragoons, and they're also outnumbered by the enemy rates, and that is a problem. I think if I went Thors, that might be actually okay, because the Thors could control the Dragoons on the ground by CCing them. And they deal Splash in the air, so it's not too bad. Warzone dropping a black hole here. It's gonna knock out a lot of our defenses with that black hole. There we go. I'm trying to like OCD replace my rates. There we go. Put down another science vessel. I don't have defensive matrix for some reason. Oops. Major oversight here. Wolfram here doesn't actually have too much anti-air, and that is gonna be a downfall of our bunker. So as soon, like, this strategy was working fine, but as soon as our wave sort of unstacked itself, we got screwed. We lost our beam. That's massive because that's going to be 3 waves where there's going to be no beam. And here we go. I go into Artanis wave, and we just complete collapse. Like, Artanis feedbacks all my units. I have nothing to stop the Immortals. The Immortals are going to walk past and just completely hammer the Nexus, and the Nexus won't be able to deal with the Immortals as they normally can. And we're going to take massive damage. I think we survived this push, but we're not going to survive the next few pushes. I can tell you right now. So here I'm a little desperate. I'm like, oh my god, I should get some Hellbats. I wish I should get something. And I realized because I'm not tier 3 yet, I don't have access to my 4s or my Ares bots. So if only I went tier 3, yeah, those rates are going to end the game here. And bam. So the strategy was working okay, but I think my gamble was... I could have hedged my bets a little bit better there if I had some Thors. So let's look at the damage dealt. I actually dealt the most damage, which is actually kind of surprising based on performance of the game. But I guess it kind of does make sense. Interesting. And let's see our units. Come on, man. Click on the units. There we go. So I actually killed a lot of mineral value in units, and I broke even, a little bit more than even. All right, there we go. So that was a game. But we are going to proceed to the next one. Not really too much for a prognosis. So let's just go right now. Okay, and we are back. And I think we're still going to be playing some Swann. Yeah, we're going to go for some Swann. I think we're trying to... Are you trying to triple stack Swann right now? I don't remember. This one is a game that I don't quite remember what happened. Because it was one of the later games that I played. Interesting. Well, we got a fresh new game here. But I guess we still sort of chat about the last game. But yeah, the last game was just like, I'm inspecting a refinery, and I'm looking at it, and you can tell this is a Tychus refinery because there's a little banner on the corner right there. Yeah, I'm pointing to it. There we go. So I'm against Tychus, and oh my god, okay, I think I'm remembering what happens. So against Tychus, I think I try to go tanks, and I get completely bodied. I think that's what happens this game. Like, this is another tight game. This is another close game, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so frustrating. It's like, oh... So, I think that's what happens. I don't want to spoil it, but I think that's what happens. We're about to see. I don't know if this is... I feel like if I cast it, I should be a little bit more mysterious. What do you guys think? I feel like it's a little no fun. And then there's some... Oh, there's a Han and Horner action here. I'm the last spot. PayPal now open. I think this was a great game, though. It wasn't a one-sided game, like last round. But definitely, this is definitely an interesting game. But anyways, the prognosis for last game, I think, it's just what happens when your wave is specialized for one wave, but not for another wave, right? It's kind of tough, right? And sometimes when the cookie crumbles, it crumbles real hard. But Tychus here is going for a second refinery, which is a very interesting choice. I think I'm still debating whether or not it's a Tychus, but I know from a fact now that it's a Tychus. If you see a refinery that's Terran, and it has a little banner on the side, that's a Tychus. Although that you're only ever going to see it on the Insight Brawl, really. So here we go. Alex Zhang is on Stukov, and it looks like there are some... Are those Banshees or are those Astera Wraiths? That's an Astera Wraith. That's an Astera Wraith right there. Yeah, that's an Astera Wraith. Here we go. Yeah, that's an Astera Wraith. I know that firing sound and that fire signature anywhere. So I think here I'm deciding whether I should go Wraiths. Because I'm encountering... Because the wave before me is Han and Horner, and then the wave into me is Tychus. And I'm like, oh my god, what am I going to do? Because Han and Horner will completely obliterate my air power, and so will Tychus, right? Get a few Nuxes, all my rates are gone. And so here, I'm at a loss what I'm going to build. Tychus is just not building anything either, because he's just like, yeah, I can sit on my hands all day. I can just counter Swann. I want to see what he's going to do. And so I'm sort of relying on my allies to push for middle income. Which... maybe not. May not be the smartest idea. But there's an enemy Swann, and the enemy Swann is pushing into Alex Zhang here, and Alex Zhang is doing a really powerful push with bunkers. And look, I mouse over to tank. I'm saying to myself, should I buy tanks or should I buy cyclones? Like here, like I know I probably should buy cyclones because of the lock-on ability. Okay, so we just got the cannon. All right, and it's looking pretty good for us. But right now I'm just like, maybe I should pressure. Maybe I should just pressure. Maybe I should just go in. And so Tychus here has put down Boswell, and Tychus himself, he says triple gas. And there we go. I will not lose 4 games in a row. Well spoken. So we got an early snipe, and that's mostly because our opponents haven't put anything out rather than we're doing good. And... oh no. Don't tell me, oh no. I'm going for a tier 1 build. So I'm just going to spam a bunch of stuff here. And... ooh, if I went for Hellbats and Cyclones, I think I could have done it. Oh no, I'm not the Science Vessel, not the Science Vessel. I mean, I guess Science Vessel's okay, but... oh, okay, yeah, I go tanks here. Well, I mean, I guess forcing myself to watch this once again, knowing that Cyclones is probably the better answer if I space out my Cyclones properly, will probably impress into my mind the importance of not relying on tanks against Tychus. So I guess I'm just educating myself at this moment. So let's just see how it rolls down. I know kind of how it goes down, but let's see how badly it ends for me. Once again, because I'm watching this a second time. The lesson is going to be a little bit more imprinted in my mind. So Tychus here has critical response system on his Boswell. Very interesting choice, to be honest. I would rather get a second Boswell rather than get critical response system. Like, that being said, like, if you get Boswell to dive the backline, yes, critical response system is good because he revives and it becomes untargetable. But if you just want more, like, frontline, it's just better. Look, Boswell just completely tore my whole wave apart. Just like that. Just like that. Right? And the tanks just don't do enough damage to him. He doesn't take bonus damage from tanks, right? Oof. And so enemy Swann is just going for a tier 1 Goliath Hellbat build, which is not too bad. And so I'm just hard committing to tanks right now. I'm just gonna go. I'm about to put it on another tank. And I just realized Cyclones are cheaper than tanks too. Cyclones are 175, and so for the price of these 3 tanks, which is like 750, this is 1,000 actually minerals. I could have gotten, so 175, double that, that's 350, 350, that's 700. I could have gotten almost 6 Cyclones. Almost 6 Cyclones for the price of these tanks here. 6 Cyclones versus 4 tanks, I think I know what's going to do more damage. Oh my god. Now that I'm actually mapping it out, so that's why you're actually supposed to go Cyclones, huh? Interesting. Yeah, because the tanks, look, they're sieging up. They get off 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shots, 4 shots. That's about it. They get off 4 shots, and then they die. Like, they're gonna die to Boswell. They're all gonna die to Boswell. And Boswell barely suffers a scratch. If those were Cyclones, this is painful, guys. Oh my god. Ouch. Ouch. Oof. I feel your pain now, guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. I mean, at least now... Oh no, I'm building more Hellbats. No. You don't need more Hellbats, you need Cyclones. But, you know what? There's nothing we can say about this. We can just sort of watch the game unfold. And just see where it takes us. Alexander here is doing a great job with his mass Stukov units. There's one Asteria Wraith here that's still just going undetected. Asteria Wraiths are really good in the sense that they are perma-stealth, and Swann Laser can't hit them. Yeah, you just can't hit them. And so the Glads here are doing a good job at just tanking, I guess. Not going to be doing too much in terms of burning down Tychus' wave, though. So my Hellbats are here. I got 2 Science Vessels. They're just doing their best right now. It looks like we're doing something. It looks like it, but we're not really doing it. We're not really doing it. Considering I only killed Tychus, and that's not because of the tanks, and more because of the laser beam, and more because the fact that Wolfram actually helped me burn down the wave. We're in a pretty bad spot right now, and I'm still getting tanks. I'm still going for tanks, because in my mind, I'm like, tanks, we need more tanks, we need more tanks. That only works if we have enough. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a little bug here. So, if Vega mind controls the bunker, I think the Marines that come out of the bunker just forget what to do. And then I think these Marines end up walking back to the command center. Yeah, they end up walking back, and I'm just like, what's going on? Here, I'm just like, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Okay, so Wolfram here is getting a Liberator. Probably to clean up my mess a little bit. Oops. Sorry, Wolfram. And, okay, there's a mind-controlled... Okay, there we go. Mind-controlled Lion. Okay, so that... Okay, critical response system's going off. We're pounding Tychus. But my Hellbat line, look at that. My Hellbat line is gone so quickly. Okay, we killed Tychus at least, but... Look at that. Look at that. Oof. If it was lock-on, and I had that many... If I had lock-on, and I had that many Cyclones, we would probably have murdered, that Tychus wave. Oh. Because lock-on does 500 damage over 14 seconds. Yes, 14 seconds sounds like a long time, but if you saw how long that wave survived for, that would have been enough to kill... That would have been enough to, like, murder... Like, do, like, a lot of damage to Boswell, do a lot of damage to Tychus, and there's no setup time. The tanks take, like, 4 seconds to set up. In those 4 seconds, we've already gotten 4 seconds out of the 14 seconds of lock-on. Oof. Oof. Yeah, I'm looking at the Cyclone right now. I'm like, here I'm talking about how, in my mind, I'm like, I can't wrap my head around the fact that the Cyclone is the counter, right? And my justification is a really foolish one. It's like, look at it. It's just like this little thing with like missile pods. Like, it doesn't look like it does anything. But you know what? I gotta stop looking at appearances, guys. It's the unit stats that matter here. As you can see here, Kev just busted down our siege tank line. Wolfram had some siege tanks as well, and that little siege tank stack actually looked like it was doing not bad. And because of that, here we go, confirmation bias. I decided to get more tanks. And it's not looking too bad for us right now. And that's because enemy Swann doesn't have any tanks yet. We got some more glitched out Marines. I think we can see the Marines inside the Nexus there. I don't actually know. And so I decided to keep getting more Hellbats. Yeah, the Marines are just walking back. And so Wolfram's Wave is dealing effectively with Han and Horner's Wave. But it looks like Han and Horner's Wave seems to have bodied Alex Zhang's Wave, actually. Or Stukov's Wave. And there we go. The tanks here are setting up, but they are not going to stay alive for nearly long enough. Are they? I have a large tank line now, and it's starting to kick in, right? But like, look at how long it took tanks to start kicking in, and it's still not a clear-cut victory. In fact, it barely killed 2 of Tychus's units, right? It looked like it was kicking in just now, but no. As soon as the enemy Swann gets tanks, which is probably in about like 5 minutes, I think. Does this game go on for that much longer? Yeah, in about like 5 minutes. Once enemy Swann has tanks, I start losing very hard. Because right here, the Stukov wave is getting murdered by the Thors. I'm gonna do some more Hellbats because I'm just desperate to have something to tank for the tanks so that they can survive and set up and hopefully DPS down Tychus. Okay, and we're starting to get pushed in now. That is bad news. I'm like, maybe I should space up my science vessels. Maybe I should get more science vessels. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. My science vessels are getting completely murdered. There we go. No science vessel support. My tanks are doing a lot of damage though. But that damage is not nearly enough. The science vessels are still back there because I think they just detect that there's an air unit and so they don't fly forward. I guess that's how they're coded. So I killed absolutely nothing in that Tychus wave. I like kind of hurt Boswell, but did I pop his critical response system? I think I did. That's what all I did. So my wave is effectively just going into Tychus and literally doing nothing. And that's a real feels bad, man. That's a real feels bad, man. We're getting pushed in here. This Goliath plus bigger Goliath wave of Swann. So I decided to get Goliaths here. Okay. So I think my rationale here was I need some Goliaths to counter the Asteria rates, right? I still don't have Maelstrom rounds for some reason because I think it's because Tychus wasn't building armor units, so I was like, ah, screw it, no Maelstrom rounds. So here, this Han and Horn wave actually messes me up pretty badly, I think. Although my tanks are able to clean everything up that's on the ground. Okay, Deimos Vikings here. As soon as Tychus gets onto the cannon, it's gonna be lights out for that cannon or that bunker. You know, it's same idea, right? Same idea, guys. Yeah, so Tychus is just gonna pound through my way. Yeah, there we go. That's the bunker. Just blowing up on us. Okay, there we go. Alexander's coming in here with some more bunkers, lots of Marines. But I don't know how. I don't think those Marines are gonna do well into Stukov. I mean, not Stukov, into Swann's Thors. I think I'm just looking at the science vessels and I'm like, should I get more science vessels? Maybe. Okay, so enemy Swann has some Ares bots. He's got a lot of tier 3 stuff. Tier 3 stuff is going to be decent, but Wolfram here, Wolfram's got a very strong wave. He's got the DFG build going on here. And DFG build is a very reliable build, to be honest. It does most things decently, and it's just very beefy. It's just very beefy. It may not be the optimal build for every situation, but it's the best build for a variety of situations. So, because it covers a lot of bases. Although here I think maybe instead of the tanks, maybe Liberators might have been better. Especially because there's just so much Tychus influence here. Yes, the Liberators would get murdered by the... they would get killed by the Deimos Vikings though, so I guess... if he had enough Goliaths and some Liberators, I think that would have been better because the Goliaths would be able to lock down the air units and the Libs would technically not take too much damage. But who knows? Who knows what'll happen? I feel like that might be the better play though, but yeah. So we're pushing forward now. I have some more Goliaths here to deal with Han and Horner's wave, I guess. So let's just see this in action here. I mean, I think that's actually a good amount of Goliaths. Yeah, so I feel like Liberators would have actually not been too bad of an idea. So these Goliaths will lock everything down, and then when the Deimos Vikings land, which actually no, they won't land if there's libs in the air. But yeah, like with the libs, they could easily help out with the Tychus wave. But that being said, like I should have been building Cyclones. Then we won't need help on the Tychus wave. Although here we go, the tanks are starting to stack now. And they're finally starting to do large amounts of damage, and we finally pushed through that Tychus wave. But look at how many tanks it took. It took tanks from my wave and Wolfram's wave to effectively nullify that Tychus wave. We're going to completely smash this Swann wave as well, by the way, because all he has are army units, and we are heavily stacked right now, and it's looking very good for us right now. And so I'm like, yeah, look, see guys, we didn't need no Cyclones. We don't need Cyclones, guys. We just needed some tanks. And we could have picked up the pace a lot earlier, I think, with Cyclones here. We're about to break down the cannon, okay. But there's some Mysteria Wraiths here, and then there's another Tychus wave, and I think the second Tychus wave is going to unstack us, I think. I think it's gonna unstack us. I don't know. Did we win this game? I don't know. I feel like this is a game that we lost as well. Let's see, this Tychus wave is absolutely pushing through, but there we go. So Kev is here, is getting some free reign. Okay, so enemy Swann wave. So here we go. Enemy Swann has some tanks now. Wolfram here is saying, don't jinx it. Yeah, of course not. So my tanks are going to be pounding with the enemy Swann wave. And I think I do decently well here. But now the issue is once enemy Swann gets tanks, we are actually a little screwed. So he's only got 4 tanks, so that's fine. But I think this Haunted Hornet wave completely blows me out of the water. Including me and Stukav's wave out of the water. And let's see. So I'm putting out some more Hellbats because I'm like, okay, Hellbats have been working. Let's just keep going. Okay, so we're on the Nexus. Is this... Do we actually win it here? Is that it? No, I think Tychus's wave here is... Oh, no, we win it! We actually beat it! Okay. I could have sworn we... okay, so maybe it was another game that we lost. So finally we got a win on Swann. It was a very tough win to get, by the way. So, I mean, the tanks did work out for us, but it was so risky. It was so risky. Like, I dealt middling damage, 60k, but it took so long for the tanks to scale, as you guys saw there. I feel like if I got Cyclones, we probably could have turned the game around much earlier. I don't know. Cyclones are not that durable. They have like 200 health, but then again, tanks are even squishier than Cyclones, I think. Yeah, mineral value killed. I didn't kill too much, only 38k. That was a little rough. But it was okay. It was good enough. So I guess we won. Despite all my criticisms of myself. But like the thing is, like, I think there could have been a better build there, right? Because it's sort of bad behavior, right? Because I'm just like, look, the tanks work. There's no problem. Look, it worked out. But in the early game, it was so dicey. If our opponents didn't mess up, if he had 2 Boswells instead of a Boswell with a critical response system, that might have been all it would have taken for us to lose the game. But anyways, if you guys like this video, be sure to leave a like. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.